Hi everyone. So I'm back again with mentoring sessions with Pastor M. And today I'm going to talk about 15 mistakes I've made. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. 15 lessons I've learned in 15 years of being married. See how excited you guys were when I said I was going to do 15 mistakes I've made. No, I'm perfect. I don't make mistakes. I'm joking. Okay, so I'm just going to get right into it. So I've been married for 15 years. This week was my wedding anniversary. And no, my wedding anniversary was a few weeks ago. So anyhow, it's been 15 amazing years with the most amazing man I've ever met. It's been 15 wonderful years, but those 15 years I've learned a lot. I've been stretched, I have prayed, I've read books, I've studied the man, I've studied the word, I've done everything. So what I'm going to do for you today is try to put the 15 years into 15 lessons. I'm sure there are a lot more, but I just wanted to share 15 with you today. So I'm going to get right into it. Number one, and this one I think is one of the most important lessons, is the fact that marriage is the responsibility of two people. It's the responsibility of two people. And I say this because I've come to realize that no matter how wonderful you are, no matter how great you are, if you are only one person doing all the work in the marriage, it's not going to work. So I usually tell people that marriage is like an omelette. So, to make an omelette, you need eggs. If you have one good egg and you have another bad egg, and you try to put them together to make an omelette, the omelette is going to turn out bad. It's as simple as that. So marriage is like that. If you have one good person and one bad person, you're going to have a bad marriage. So marriage takes two good people to make it work. I know that sometimes people make it seem like, oh, as far as you do your bit in marriage, your marriage is going to be enjoyable, it's going to be fun, it's going to be this. No, it takes two people. Both of you have to be committed to the marriage. Both of you have to understand marriage. Both of you have to want to make it work. Both of you have to do the work. There's just so much. Two of you took your vows. Two of you have to make it work together. It doesn't work if it's only one person. It doesn't work if one person has an understanding of marriage and the other person doesn't. Both of you get the responsibility of making your marriage work. It's your marriage. It's not somebody coming to marry. It's both of you walking to the altar, taking your vows. So it takes two people to make a marriage work. And another thing I learned recently from a friend of mine, she said, I put a post up on my Instagram page, and she said something very profound. She said, don't just marry a man who wants a wife. Marry a man who wants to be a husband. And this sometimes is the problem with marriage. Some people want a wife or want a husband, but they don't want to be responsible for being a spouse as well. So the important thing, and one of the greatest lessons I've learned, is the fact that from the very beginning, the first thing you need to know is that it will take two of you to make your marriage work. So, second lesson I've learned in marriage is that for your marriage to work, or for you to have a great marriage, you must consistently put your vows before your feelings. You must consistently put your vows before your feelings. This one is probably one of the hardest things that you will do in marriage. Marriage, funny enough, when we're getting married, we're so excited, we're in the romantic mood. In fact, these days, we even commit more atrocities by writing our own personal vows. It's easy for you to just follow what has been written for you. But when you make your own vows, then you write the most romantic things. You will submit, you will wake up to breakfast in bed, you will be the kind of wife who never says no, you will honor him, you'll respect him. The man will say, forsaking all others, the sun will rise in your eyes, the sun will set, the moon will rise. These days when I hear the vow self, me self dey tire. But when you now get into the marriage, the man will annoy you. You will annoy him. And then you're wondering, how did I get here? My sister, I don't care how you got here. You are here. So now you have to honor the vows you made. A lot of people are quick to say things. In fact, the Bible even tells us that we should not be quick to make vows to God, because if you don't keep them, he will hold you accountable for that. So the important thing is when you make the vows, no matter how you feel, you must keep those vows. For the last 15 years, there have been times I didn't feel like doing certain things, and that's only normal. I mean, when you get married, because your husband is your friend, okay, well, let me speak for myself. When I got married, because my husband was my friend, one of the things that would have been easy for me to do is to take him for granted. I don't say I'm finished now. I don't say this, no. I don't say they somehow. You know, you just know all the things about him. He eats a certain way. He likes a certain food. So he just becomes that guy. And so the tendency or the temptation is there for you not to want to do the right thing. But once you've made vows, you've promised that this is what you want to do. You've promised that this is what you're going to do. When we're saying I do, you know, I always tell ladies, when you're saying I do, be careful what you're saying you will do, because you will do it. When you get to the altar and you say you're going to submit in all things, you are expected to submit in all things, including your money, including your body. When you say as submitting in all things, just be careful what you're saying. But I think that what makes marriage work really is when you can set aside how you feel and keep those vows to God. And I've always been conscious of the fact that I made those vows for God. I made those vows to God, not necessarily to my husband. I promised God that I was going to stand by him. I promised God that I was going to always be there for him. I promised God that I was going to submit to him and make leadership easy for him. I promised God that I was going to walk with him to achieve everything that God has called us to do. I promised God that I was going to give it my all, to give it my 100%. So whether I feel like it or not, I have learned to wake up every morning and be consistent in keeping my vows, not necessarily how I feel, because feelings are fickle, your feelings will change, but your vows should always be in front of you. Wake up every day and remember that these are the things I promised to do, and make sure that you do them. So that's my number 2. Number 3, this one, I think is one of the things that it's very easy to forget in marriage. So number 3 for me is remember that you're on the same team. Now, it even starts with the relationship or planning the wedding. I'm not sure, I could be wrong, but I'm not sure that I've ever seen a wedding, or rather I've ever seen where there's the planning of a wedding and there wasn't some drama attached to it. I don't think I've seen any. So drama may be coming from the family, drama may be coming from the wedding planner, drama may be coming from both of you. And one of the things I've found, even as a marriage counselor, is the fact that the couple now end up absorbing that drama, and then they start to fight each other. And one of the advice I always give is the fact that you must remember that you're on the same team. Not just that you're on the same team, but that you are a team. So it's not just being on the same team and then we have other people on this team. No, it's just 2 of you on this team. So you're on the same side, you're on the same team, and you're a team. Every other person is an external force. Every other person is an external factor. So whether they quarrel or they don't quarrel, whether they agree, they don't agree, what I always tell the couple is, as far as both of you are fine, both of you agree, just keep moving. Just keep going. And on the wedding day, I always advise them, whatever happens, just keep smiling, because things will change. When you get married, 10 years down the line, when you're watching your videos, you might not even remember what people are quarreling about. You may not even remember what the fight was. You may not remember what the argument was, but you may not like your wedding pictures. So it's important that you understand that you're on the same team, even in marriage. And I started from wedding planning because I believe that relationships affect the marriage. So even in the marriage, if you haven't learned in the relationship to be friends and to realize that you're on the same side, that you are a team, when you get into marriage, little things will disturb you. For instance, when I got married, it took me a while to get pregnant. It took me a while to have a child. And what could have happened? Now, this is what could have happened. What could have happened would have been that in-laws would have started giving me issues. You know, maybe my mother-in-law would have called, or my father-in-law would have threatened, or my mom would have started giving me drama, or my dad, what would both of us agree with? We're doing this a certain way. We're doing it God's way. We're going to stay on the word. We're going to confess the word, build our faith till we have our children. Now, when my family members were not in support, my mom was definitely not in support. What are you doing? Go to hospital. What's wrong with you? But we always remembered that no matter what they're saying, we have agreed on something. And every other voice is an external factor. So for your marriage to work, you must understand that you are a team. You're on the same side and you are a team, which means that even when there are issues, it is not you against me. It's both of us against the issue. So when you're arguing or you're fighting, you need to learn to fight fairly. Now, in 15 years, I know that a lot of you will not believe it, and I know I'm going to get a lot of comments in the comment section about how is that possible, how is that even true, Well, this is my truth. It may not be yours, and I'm not afraid to say it because it's my truth. In the last 15 years, we have never exchanged words. We've never had a, you are crazy, you are mad, you are stupid, you are this. Never, or as my husband would say, bastard. We've never had that. Do we disagree all the time? Because we are not the same. We never see things the same way, but we've never had we've never had the first fight. And this is the secret, because we understand that we are a team. My question to you, that you are fighting and quarreling and abusing your husband, would you rather be right and lose your marriage? Would you rather win the argument and lose your marriage? Would you rather win this fight and lose the entire battle for your marriage? Sometimes we need to ask ourselves sincere and honest questions. We need to look into our lives, ask ourselves, what's most important? The important thing is that both of us are happy at the end of the day. And that's what we try to achieve. So we want to spend money. And I don't agree on what we want to spend the money on. My husband doesn't agree on what we want to spend. We're loggerheads on it. We come to a compromise. We're on the same side. This is our money. How we want to spend it is important. What do we do so both of us are happy? And you come to a compromise. I don't think you can do marriage without compromise. I don't think so. I think that there must be give and take. Sometimes I defer to him, sometimes he defers to me. Sometimes I submit to him, sometimes he submits to me. The Bible says we submit one to another, and then both of us are submitted to Christ. So the important thing is, what does God say about the issue? So you must always, always understand that you are a team. Every other person is an external factor. When in-laws, and this is so amazing for me, when people come and say, my husband's people are disturbing me. Who exactly are your husband's people? You are your husband's person. You are first his person before anybody else. Someone actually told me that her mother-in-law was in her house and her sisters-in-law came, and I mean, it was the period just before the lockdown, and then they were locked down and then they had to stay in the house at the time. And she was so panicked about the fact that they would turn her husband, from her. I say, how I don't even understand how that happens. You guys are one. You're on the same side. And like I said, both of you must understand that marriage is both, is a responsibility for both of you. So you're on the same team. You're on the same side. Every other person is on an opposing team. They are on another team. Maybe not even an opposing team. They're just on another team. So that's so important. If your marriage is going to work, you must understand that you're on the same team and that you are a team. Okay, number 4. The 4th lesson I've learned in marriage. No secrets. This one. I know a lot of people would, a lot of people say, Madam, keep your counseling to yourself. Keep your mentoring session to yourself. This one, I know rich here. My husband no go touch this place. Listen, if you want your marriage to survive, and if you are very sincere with yourself, I'm not talking about people who just want the image of marriage. People who just want a marriage that they can put on social media, that we can put the nice pictures, I'm talking about real fun, real good marriage, that you are looking forward to going home to be with your partner, that you are looking forward to enjoying life together, that you're looking forward to many more years. I'm not just talking about, we're married. I'm not looking for we're married. That's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a great marriage. One that, whether people are there or not, you're enjoying your marriage. It's not for the cameras. It's not for social media. It's for both of you. If you really want that kind of marriage, and if you really want to do marriage God's way, because a lot of things we have these days, not marriage. If you want to do marriage God's way, it means that both of you are one. And I've never seen anybody who keeps secrets from themselves. That's, as I am like this. There's something I don't know about myself. What do you drink now? It's only mad people that think like that. That I'm doing things that I don't know about. Even to you, does not sound funny. That you are doing things that you don't know about. You and your husband are one. Until we get that concept and that image of the fact that we are one, people will not do marriage well. You can't have secrets in marriage. Secrets, what destroys marriages. Now, I know for a fact that a lot of people are doing things that their partners don't know about. Until you get to the point where you can tell your partner, no matter how bad it is, you guys don't have a marriage. I dare say you don't have a marriage. So you're in debt and you feel, Mr. Man, no, I got this. You don't got nothing. And I keep saying that you got nothing. I got this. I don't want to bother her. What do you mean you don't want to bother her? She's already bothered because she's your wife. You are one. She's already bothered. The fact that you entered debt, you are both in debt. So what you're doing is you're ever putting her in more trouble because she's in trouble and she's ignorant of the trouble. Or you're sleeping around. You have a side chick. Or you have the temptation to have a side chick and you say, no, you got this. You got nothing. Oga, you have already, in fact, you already have children outside, you don't know. You got nothing. If there's temptation, talk to your partner about it. If you have a bad habit, talk to your partner about it. Auntie, leave driver alone. Leave the driver alone. If he's doing, you tell your husband to sack the driver. We have to stop these things of, I have a second life. As far as it's not affecting him, as far as it's not affecting her, I do everything I'm supposed to do for her. I still love her. Absolute rubbish, absolute crap. I'll say it over and over again. Absolute rubbish. That is not marriage. Marriage is no secrets. Tell them, no matter how bad it is, let your partner know what they've gotten into. Because marriage is a covenant. We have gotten into something. I'm already in it. I'm already in the problem with you. So you're thinking you're keeping it away from me is, I don't want to say stupidity, but it is. Because I have no other word. I'm thinking about it. Stupidity. Because like I said before, you can't keep secrets from yourself. And when you're married to someone, you are one. If you have a gambling habit, talk to your partner about it. Don't say you got it. You don't. Don't say, oh, I'll tell an outsider. It's even worse. If people outside know more about you than your spouse, you don't have a marriage. You don't have a marriage. What you think you have is not a marriage. You should be free. That's what marriage is. It's synergy. It is two of us as one. And I don't think we really fully understand the mystery of marriage. But in these 15 years, one of the things God has shown me is that you and your partner can be absolutely one. You know how I know? Because God is three. He's three people married into one. The three of them, the Trinity, God the Father, God the Son, and God the Holy Spirit. There are three of them and they are one. There is nothing that God knows that he keeps from the Holy Spirit. The Holy Spirit searches he knows the heart of God. And then he searches it and he reveals it to us that are his children. So if God can have that kind of synergy, he's showing us that it's possible. There's nothing that Jesus kept from us. He put everything in his word. And the fact that we don't know the day he's coming back is simply just because he wants to surprise us. He's preparing a place. It's like you know, in those days, the Jewish tradition and Jewish culture, what would happen is that the man would go and prepare a house. He'll be building a bigger apartment in his father's house so that he can go and bring his bride. And that's what Jesus went to do. Jesus went to build us a place. And he said he's coming back for us. We don't know when, because it's a surprise. And so because he wants us to be in anticipation. If you know the day it is, all of us, every man go just relax now. Then the day before Jesus is coming back, everybody say your prayer of forgive my sins, and then we will all act up and he'll come and get us. No, he wants us to live in anticipation of the fact that Jesus is coming. Hey, is it today? Hey, is it tomorrow? You are looking out the fence. You are looking at, hey, when is he coming? That's how it's supposed to be. That's the only reason why we don't know the day he's coming back. Because he wants that anticipation that a bride has for her husband. Apart from that, which other secret did Jesus keep from you? Nothing. He said, I was going to die. I died for you. By my stripes, you are here. Everything from Genesis to Revelation has given us everything. No secrets. What you see with God is what you get. And that's how marriage should be. So all those, I don't want to stop managing men. If you're a lady and you're watching this, cut this part out and show your husband. Men, stop managing your wife. Stop. And by managing, what I mean is stop thinking that, oh, I don't want her to know how bad things are because I don't want to upset her. She's upset. She doesn't know. If I upset, na be a middle name because She has married you with problem and she doesn't know. And there's nothing as bad as being in trouble and not knowing it. Stop managing your wives. Tell them the truth. Tell them what's going on. Tell them how bad it is. You don't born for us. I tell her, not when you die, or they go gather for your grave. Or your first son, post sand, now that will be quarrel. Who be first son, who no be first son? Somebody go carry sand. Who are you? Ah, that's my daddy. No, I'm the one. No, my own was in December. No, my own was in May. Oh, I was January. Just children go surround. Tell her now. Let her know what she's up against. So no secrets. I've learned that there's no secret. Yes, it can be painful when your husband tells you some kind of things. But the truth of the matter is that it makes you so much better. That everybody is free. You are not hiding anything inside your chest. Your chest is free. You're not holding chest like this. When your wife they come, you had the beat. If your phone ring, you had the cut. What? Keep your phone down. No password. Keep it down. You will not die. Keep it. Keep it. That's what marriage is supposed to be. There's no secrets. Keep it like this. Your wife will come, carry it. Look. Let her look everything. You are a free man. You are a free woman. Stop hiding. Hide money. All those things are not God's way of doing marriage. That's the world's way, but that's not God's way. And in 15 years, I've been very free. Very free. I have no secrets. I have nothing. If you come and say you want to tell my husband something, now I ain't going to give you the full gist self. Oh, I know something about your wife. If you don't pay me, I've warned my husband. If anybody comes to you and say, I know something about your wife. If you don't pay me 10 billion, my brother, give me 5 billion. Me, I go tell you what's be that thing. No need to go pay outsider. Waste of money. You can't blackmail me. So it's all those people that they have secrets that they not tell their spouse that their chest is cut. There's no need. I don't tell them everything. Let's save ourselves. Marriage only works when there's no secrets. And the more there's, see, evil and sin thrives in secrecy. The minute you come out and say, I get one thing where I don't do, you are free for life. For life. What God gives blackmailers and terrorists power is the fact that they have something on you. I say, I'm like this, you have nothing. Go and bring it. I'm the one that even tell my husband, you're wasting your time. So for you to enjoy your marriage, and you will sleep at night, you know that kind of sleep, with all your mind. Not sleep that if somebody enters your room, what is this? What? I sleep with my full chest. There's nothing I'm hiding. That's what God planned, that you will be so in sync with someone else and that you don't have anything you're hiding. That's God's plan. Okay? So in these 15 years, that's one of the things I've learned. If you have secrets, you're destroying your marriage. It's only a matter of time. No lies as well. If you're lying, you need to tell another lie to cover that lie, to cover that lie. What's the point? Be free. Jesus wanted us to enjoy marriage, to enjoy being one with another human being. That's the mystery. Marriage is so beautiful, but people just mess it up. Final one for today is that marriage is work. Marriage is not candlelight dinner. He sings to me. He holds me and cuddles me at night. It's not, oh, we can't control ourselves. We break all the plates, tear our clothes. That's not marriage. Marriage, you go pack dustbin. You go cook. Marriage is, you will sweep. You will clean. You will have moments where it is intense work. Marriage is not just all the romance and all. I learned this, that in these 15 years, I've seen that marriage is work. It takes a lot of work to make your marriage work. It takes time. It takes energy. It takes resources. It takes prayer. It takes communication, and communication can be hard because men and women are so different. So sometimes, for instance, I'm telling my husband something and he's hearing something else. And I'm wondering, how is that what you are picking from what I'm saying to you? And he's saying, I don't understand what you're saying. This is what you are saying. I'm like, that can't be what I'm saying. Like communication self, alone is work. Conflict resolution. We made up our minds from the beginning that we'll not quarrel, we'll not fight. We'll not have all those kind of messy marriages. We had agreed from the beginning. You know, so keeping that, even keeping your vows, is work. There's the work side of marriage. There's also the, we go on fun trips, we go on vacations, we sing to each other, we listen to music together, we go to dinner, date nights, all those things. There's that part. But even the date night, it doesn't plan itself. It's still work. What you eat every day, and this one makes me laugh. Every time people get married in church, I always try to find the bride, and I say to her, what's the most shocking thing about this marriage? And then she'll say, then they'll be telling me different things. And I'll say, how about the fact that you're going to cook every day? Say, Pastor, why did you put that one in marriage counseling? And it's always so funny. Because when you're under your parents, you don't really think about the fact that your mom cooks literally every day, except she's big and she has a chef. But until you reach that chef stage, somebody has to make sure that people are eating in that house. And yes, it may not even be you cooking all the time, but the responsibility of making sure that things are sorted out. There's a way, it just makes your brain work. So it's not just physical work, it's also that mind work. It's also emotional intelligence. And emotional intelligence is work. Knowing how to handle issues, knowing how to tell your husband things, knowing how to tell your partner things. And now I'm using husband because I'm a wife, but I mean, it flips both ways. So I'm also talking to the men, how to deal with things in marriage. But before the feminists come for me, I'm saying, disclaimer, I'm talking to women. That's why I'm saying this. It's a lot of work. It is you giving of your time, your energy, managing your resources, managing your time, multitasking. And I believe that that's one of the reasons why God has given us that gift of being able to multitask. And then when children come, hey, it's as if they told them, or your man said, go and stretch that woman's capacity. You must be able to manage yourself, manage your home, and manage your children. Somehow your husband and your children must feel like they get enough of you. There must be balance. And the truth is that nobody has it all worked out. You know, someone asked me recently, Pastor, how do you balance work-life balance? I said, my sister, leave all those work-life balance English. There's no such thing. What we do is that we try to make sure that we're juggling the balls and we don't drop any. That's what I know. I don't know if there's anything like complete balance. I don't know about that. You know, I heard someone talk recently about the fact that you don't really talk about balance in life, you talk about harmony. I said, okay, any English will not call them. My mom will say, just make sure everything is working, you know, and get resources, get people, you know, and that's probably another video that I would do, how to balance your life. But, you know, make sure that people that you need are in positions, you know, structure your life in a way that you can prioritize things. But the important thing is that you will do the work in marriage. It also takes work to be able to forgive. It will take work for you to be able to correct, to train, to discipline, to love. It's a lot of work. However, you know, because I say this all the time, I say marriage is work, marriage is work, marriage is work. And I say this because the truth is it is. You know, in fact, one of the things that God taught me early is that marriage is not a reward, it's an assignment. I say it every time. I don't think I've ever done a video that I haven't said it. That marriage is not a reward, it's an assignment. So it is not, so it makes me laugh when I see girls who are getting married and they have their engagement ring and all of a sudden, the only hand that is working in their life now is their left hand. You ask them, please which direction? You say, even if it's uncomfortable, you say, this way, it's this way. My sister, use your right hand so you will not die. Do you understand? So your cloth will not tear. It's this way. Then there's no hair in their eye. Every minute they are doing like this because you have engagement ring. Even at the risk of appearing rude, somebody's, you know, in Africa, you can't take something with left hand. You just bring it in. You say, just because you want them to see your hand no dey rest again. It's hanging like this. My sister, don't kill yourself. Do you understand? That's not what marriage is. Marriage is not the, and then even on the wedding day, the one that makes me laugh, they will not be dancing. Hey, I'm not saying you should not dance. Please dance. Just be conscious of the fact that you are going to work. It's like somebody that is going to war. They're sending you on assignments. And you are dancing. I'm not saying don't dance. Dance, it's important to dance because that dance, if I'm not sure say you go see another time dancing like that. So dance, it's important. But marriage is work. It's very serious work, in fact. If your marriage is going to work, you have to put in the effort to make it work. Even though I've said that, listen, marriage is work, but don't make it work. Now let me explain that. I'm not saying don't make your marriage work. I'm saying don't make it a chore. So even though your marriage is work, don't make it work. Don't make it a chore. Don't make it seem like, hey, I wake up in the morning, children have to do this. Husband, you must also go with the flow. Trust the process. Enjoy being a wife. Enjoy being someone's mother. Enjoy the whole relationship. So there are days when I just come back and I just lie down and tell my husband and say, today, I want to be your girlfriend. And he'll be laughing and say, no, I have to be your girlfriend today. You have to order in. They not swear for me, do you understand? We need to play, we need to have fun. So sometimes, even though you know that marriage is work, make sure that you also enjoy your marriage, that you have fun, that you go to places, that you travel, that you guys do fun and unbelievably amazing things that you can somehow record or treasure, or, you know, for tomorrow when you get older and you can't do all of these fun things, you can look back on them and thank God that you had fun. So yes, marriage is work, but don't make it work, okay? So that's my first 5. I'll be back to give you some more. Bye, everyone.
what I'm stuck with. Can you imagine? He plays too much. One of the reasons I love him.